we understand that horses bleed and there's a lot of theories on it. I've talked to some great veterinarians, Larry Bramage, Dr. Copeland, even Alex Hardale before he passed away. And there's so many opinions what causes bleeding. And you say, well, a well-conditioned, healthy horse is probably our best bet. I think that over the years, if we've had an increase in bleeding, we've lost a little bit of horsemanship with it too. And I don't want to take a knock at the young guys, because if we don't have young horse trainers, we aren't going to have old ones. But I think it's so, because of the liberty of having Lasix and drugs, I think that it's a lot easier to maybe just bypass some of the old horse truths of training and conditioning and diet, and just say, well, hell, he bled, let's give him a shot of Lasix and roll on. And that's easy to do, and it's easy to fall into that trap. But the times haven't changed. Before Lasix, if you go back through the history books, horses ran just as often, ran just as hard, ran just as fast. Some people say, whatever happened? How come we haven't improved the breed? Well, maybe we haven't improved the breed because we've been taking this other approach. Maybe we need to go back to the basics of good nutrition. The other argument that is really strong on most of my colleagues, and we argue about this daily, by the way, is that it is something that they have to do in order to prevent bleeding. And there is a little bit of validity to that argument. They'd say, well, I don't want him to ever bleed. I don't want him to, I'm going to go over there, I'm going to give him Lasix every time he runs, even though he's 2 or he's only running 4 furlongs or 5 furlongs and he's not in a stakes race, because I don't want to ever start him bleeding. Well, there might be some validity to that, but that'd be kind of like, why don't you take a Tylenol pill or an aspirin every morning, because one of these days you're going to have a headache. My opinion is that through nutrition, through the means that we have through scoping and determining Lasix, or bleeders, and that why would we medicate or throw that out there until it was absolutely necessary?